another great interview spotlight segment for CPJC News Live. Here I have a special guest. Her name is Rain. She is a Chico local and also a longtime activist in Butte County and everywhere else. And she is going to be, I just got news that she'll be traveling to Standing Rock to do some work. So Rain, for people who don't know what's going on at Standing Rock, but want to know, how would you explain to them?
So basically, there is a very large pipeline being built, and it is going through the Dakotas. It's referred to usually as the Dakota Access Pipeline, or the DAPL.
Right.
And it is trying to be built through land that is by treaty rights and as well as ancestral rights belongs to the Standing Rock Sioux Nation. And they are trying to put the pipeline under the Missouri River, which endangers the drinking water of millions of people downstream, as well as the native people, the Lakota, Nakota, and Dakota people there. This is an issue of tribal sovereignty and treaty rights, indigenous rights. This is a huge environmental issue. There have been hundreds of people who have been arrested doing direct action, trying to block the pipeline, people who have been attacked by dogs, maced and pepper sprayed, and beaten in the process of doing direct action, trying to block this pipeline from being built. And currently there is a semi-stall with the Army Corps of Engineers has put a stall on their permit to be able to drill under the Missouri River, but they are continuing to do construction. So they haven't done the actual drilling quite yet, but they haven't stopped their construction even though they don't currently have the permit to actually do the drilling. And President Obama has taken a very wishy-washy stance on it, saying that he's not gonna do anything.
Okay.
So at this point, construction is still in process. There are still people who are sitting in jail right now. There are still people who are doing direct action. Just yesterday, I think another 50 people were arrested. So there are thousands of people who are out there who are Standing Rock and Lakota and Dakota, Nakota people, as well as indigenous people from all over this continent and all over the world, and then non-native allies as well.
So why are you choosing to go?
I'm choosing to go because I'm compelled to act on many levels, and doing local organizing and education, but also as someone who has the ability to go,
Right.
It is a process of leveraging the privilege that I have to be able to go. So I have a lot of the gear that I need already to go there. I have a lot of cold weather gear that I don't have to raise funds to buy. I have my own vehicle to go out there to be able to bring supplies out there. I have enough flexibility in my employment and not going to lose my employment by going out there. So yeah, I'm leveraging my ability to go out there.
Okay, so there is going to be a support dinner, and that's happening November 17th. That's a Thursday. It starts at 3:15 and it ends at 6 p.m. here at the Peace and Justice Center. So with this support dinner, you're hoping to people to bring supplies. What else? Oh, food's going to be cooked by Food Not Bombs.
So the dinner is going to be hosted by Chico Food Not Bombs. I am going out to North Dakota in part as a member of Chico Food Not Bombs, and part of my focus is bringing bulk foods out there.
Right.
And so basically the event is a place for people to get together, talk about what's happening out there, maybe network about how to do more support work from here locally, but also to drop off supplies. So that includes things like heavy-duty tarps and winter clothing gear that people want to donate, but also bulk foods, dry goods, canned goods. Generally, they're asking for only the big cans because they're feeding lots of people, but food that people want to donate that's transportable. I'm not asking for or accepting money donations. If people want to donate, they can donate directly to one of the fundraising sites, and there's going to be some links for that on the Chico Peace and Justice Center website. If you go to the calendar for this event, we'll have links up there for places that people can donate directly to support the camps out there and the legal fund and that kind of stuff.
Could you leave us with some final thoughts of what you think the audience should take home?
Yeah, I think that the paramount in this discussion is that we should always be centering that this is a Native-led, Native-centered movement, that we should be centering Native voices. There are all kinds of alternative news sources online that you can follow, and people's individual Facebook feeds that are Native people, where you can actually listen to the voices of Native people that this directly affects. And also recognizing that those of us who are not Indigenous are living on occupied land, that Indigenous people, you know, are facing challenges to their rights and their sovereignty, their sacred sites, their sacred water, all kinds of things all over this continent. And so people can support directly at Standing Rock, but also one of the biggest things that you can do is learn about your local history where you live. You know, for us in Chico, you know, we live on Mechoopda land. Learn about the history of what happened to the Mechoopda here. You know, see if there's a way that you can support the Mechoopda directly today. There's you know, a lot of awareness about water issues in general in this state because of our years of drought, but learn about you know, what the work that's being done by the Winnemem-Wintu or the Yurok in protecting their waterways and rivers and the salmon. And you know, Native people have been at the front lines of environmentalism since 1492, you know, on this continent since 1492. Native people, Indigenous people, their bodies are the front lines of climate change, and they are leading the fight against climate change all over the world, including here. And so, you know, the best thing that we can do, you know, if we want to be environmentalists, is listen to Native voices, recognize tribal sovereignty, and encourage the honoring of treaty rights, and ask directly how you can help. Ask directly to, you know, the Indigenous people where you live. How, you know, how can you be supportive? How can you show up as an ally? And center them in this discussion and environmental discussions in general.
So the support dinner that's coming up next week, November 17th, that's a Thursday. It's 3:15 to 6 p.m. at CPJC. And we're hoping that you will tell a friend, bring your families, come check out the website link at chicopeace.org. Go under the events section, pull up the calendar, go and look for the support dinner, get information on the actual post of things that you could possibly purchase and bring to the dinner, and actually talk to people who are going to be involved in Standing Rock actively, and then also meet all other activists that you probably don't know. So it's going to be more of people talking about how they can do more activist work, obviously, but mostly it's for the support dinner. So that is coming up on Thursday, November 17th, 3:15 to 6 p.m. here at CPJC. See you there.